He possessed superpowers capable of destroying the world, powers so immense that no scale can measure them. By the age of 8, she had already become a top-tier assassin. She can turn any object into particles out of thin air, and deconstruct and reconstruct them at will. With an IQ of 318, she can spot a card faster than a computer amid rapidly shifting images, and even with her eyes blindfolders, she can make a speeding arrow hover mid-air to train her into a pilling machine. The doctor forced her to endure countless brutal trials, making her his proudest creation. However, Jae-yoon did not want to live that kind of life. At night, she secretly escaped from the organization and eventually collapsed at a farm in the countryside. Fortunately, the farm owners found her in time and saved her. But due to a severe head injury, Jae-yoon lost all her memories. The farm couple cared for her as if she were their own daughter. 10 years passed in the blink of an eye. One day, by chance, Jae-yoon saw an advertisement for a talent show. The winner would receive a prize of up to 500 million won to help her family get through their financial difficulties, and encouraged by her best friend, Jae-yoon mustered her courage and entered the competition. Although she was of average appearance, her singing was outstanding, and she instantly won over the entire audience. When the host asked her to showcase her talents, Jae-yoon performed a magic trick to win votes. As she let go of the microphone, it miraculously hovered in mid-air. Everyone was stunned. Thanks to this performance, T advanced to the finals. However, on the day the show aired, her parents' expressions were very somber. They knew their daughter's performance wasn't really a magic trick. Because Jae-yoon had possessed a superpower since childhood, they feared this would bring trouble upon their daughter. Their worries were not unfounded. Danger soon arrived. One day, as Jae-yoon was preparing to go to the finals, an uninvited guest suddenly showed up at her door. His name was Jack, a member of a mysterious organization. The organization's leader, the Y, was a biologist, Bruich Theronen's own children. He had created his group of superpowered killing machines. Jack was one of them. The reason he sought out Jae-yoon was precisely because he had seen her magic trick that she believed just must be the girl who had escaped 10 years ago. So she sent Jack to investigate. But no matter how Jack tried to probe her, the girl simply couldn't understand a word he was saying, even when he launched a surprise attack. Jae-yoon didn't quench or fight back at all. Instead, she looked pitiful and began to shed tears. Seemed to be had already drawn the attention of Weishammer. Jack had no choice but to let Jae-yoon dope for the time be. On her way home, Jack appeared before her again. The Prill. Up was no time to explain to her best friend. Jae-yoon sprinted home as fast as she could. When she arrived, she found her room pitch black. She hurriedly opened the door and rushed inside, only to see her father playing chess with a plan. It turned out the circuit breaker had tripped. It was all just a false alarm. Jae-yoon's heart, which had been in her throat, finally settled. However, the unexpected still happened. That night, Jae-yoon was suddenly struck by his wooden medic. She instantly sensed that someone had entered the house. She hurriedly got up and went outside, but as soon as she stepped out, a gun was pressed against her head. She saw that her best friend had also been kidnapped. The Starge man pointed to the star on his face and insisted that Jae-yoon was the witch who had once injured it. Jae-yoon pleaded with him desperately, saying she wasn't a person they were looking for at all. Seeing that she still refused to admit it, the Starge man ordered his henchmen to stab the girl in the neck. Watching her best friend's life hang in the balance, Jae-yoon was completely enraged. In the blink of an eye, she instantly killed all the assailants. Just then, Jack suddenly walked in. He finally confirmed Jae-yoon's identity as a witch. He demanded that Jae-yoon return with him, or else they would kill everyone in the room to ensure her family's safety. Jae-yoon had no choice but to follow Jack back to the organization. The doctor was overjoyed to see her masterpiece return. He ordered her staff to inject a serum into Jae-yoon's body. Under the serum's effects, Jae-yoon's lost memories instantly flooded back into her line. But after enduring a bout of agony, a sinister grin suddenly spread across Jae-yoon's face, sending a chill down the doctor's spine. Yet the true horror had only just begun. Jae-yoon used her telekinetic powers to destroy all the equipment. By the time everyone came through their senses, the chair was already empty. The next second, Jae-yoon appeared behind her. However, what happened next made the doctor completely question her existence. It turned out that Jae-yoon had never actually lost her memories. From the moment she escaped, it had all been part of her plan. She had chosen her hiding place long ago. She had set her sights on a farming couple. 10 years later, Jae-yoon was diagnosed with a terminal illness. The doctor told her she had at most 1 month to live. She knew that only the doctor's serum could save her, so she deliberately entered the competition. When she saw Jack appear on the train, she knew her scheme had succeeded. Only then did the doctor realize that it wasn't Ji who had found Jae-yoon. The fact Jae-yoon had bothered